So I'm back so soon because another topic of interest came up for me. I'm looking for my phone, my cellular device. I cannot find it anywhere. It's probably dead, and it's definitely probably on silent. I don't know. I'll try to call it eventually. But the stuff regarding um what's her name? Stuff regarding Carisha, is her name? Carisha, whichever girl been mingling with Diddy or whatever. And so yeah, it's looking like I gotta get rid of something else. I guess I left this pasta in there in the freezer too long. But anyway, stuff involving Carisha and Joy Chavis. Chavis, how do you say her name? I'm dealing with Diddy and how she came out and made some kind of a statement or something regarding how she relates to Diddy. And that she wasn't in no relationship circle or something like that, whatever they call it. But somebody saying that she's definitely in a situationship, and even Carisha, that said she posted a meme that was like, when you single but you're not, but you're single but you ain't, but you know what I'm saying. So, and somebody was replying, honey, when you with Diddy, you definitely single. I guess Diddy have never been married, but yeah. I just had some thoughts about that because I seen some people in the comments was saying, oh, because Joy just saying she's celibate now and all this or whatever. And they was like, no, you got a baby by Future, you got a baby by Bow Wow. Everybody know you ain't celibate. You can't try to play that celibate thing. Of course, they say it's just because the dude that I want don't want me back or whatever. It was using that as memes, and that's basically what that's code for. And I think she responded. She used her energy to respond to a lot of people or whatever. And I just want to say about that, as far as just because she got kids by somebody, that don't mean that other females without kids have not tried to be so-called celibate, and it just because they don't have kids with the person, they, you know what I'm saying, you can't tell whether they're having sex or not because they don't have the kids to show for it. Of course, birth control exists, of course, abortions exist. So duh, that's the part that tries to perplex me, because I just be like, man, it's crazy because it shows that you was having sex when you have children. But just because you could still be having sex and with multiple people, several people, or one, and you just either have abortions or birth control, and it just doesn't show. And so that's when people start trying to say you're for the streets or whatever the case may be. And that might be the only two. I mean, and I doubt it, but it could be the only two dudes that you've been with. For some. And so, I just had some thoughts about that. And then, I watched Just Hilarious's, Carelessly Reckless podcast, which I love it because she be being serious on there. She still be joking a little, but she still be serious. She be serious on there. And, just brought up some interesting points over there on there. goodness, I can't even remember. It was some good stuff, but I don't know why I'm on this even relationship type tip today at all. Like, baby, my birthday is tomorrow. Like, I'm not worrying about you hoes or you niggas. Like, that's how I feel, and that's how I'm trying to come. Like, baby, 2022 is not nobody's years for to be even in my thought life. Like, you definitely not in my path, but not in my thought life, baby. Not trying to show up in my dreams, not none of that. Um, I don't know if I just feel like something is urgent spiritually, or I don't know, and I should know because I usually know. I usually stay on top of that, and I guess because I'm just like, Lord, I just really don't. I'm trying to get God to see and understand. I really don't care for these hoes or these people. Like, I feel like in general people, except for my children. And I'm trying to be more concerned about myself because I have been concerned about other people, and you know what I'm saying, and I acted on that, and I'm just like at a place where it's like, no, thank you, I'm good. I'm really finna be picking around this pasta, but just speaking of situationships and stuff, you know, I've felt like that regarding my boys' dad, where can't never tell whether you single or with somebody. One minute he hollering, he single. One minute he hollering, he F with you. One minute he hollering, telling you about me, telling me about my relationship status when I've been involved with him the whole time. So it's like, you know, of course, the ultimate game plan or whatever. Um, and it really just pissed me off because, like, how dare you feel like you could tell me something about myself and my status, but I can't tell you about yours, or I don't have that. You feel like I don't have the same say so. And he told me one time, just flat out, you can't, because you can't, and all this. And I'm like, in that, I can just hear like competition with me. And it's like, well, of course, when I think of competition with me, I just feel like you're gay. Like, I feel like I mean, you're a dude, and you want to compete with a female, then I feel like you're gay. But I don't know. And I'd hate to think that. And it came up, like, that came up before, a couple times. One time, he was telling me his baby mama was bisexual. And my mom was feeling like, what you telling me for? Because I'm not swinging that way. Like, I'm not with her or whatever. I'm not getting down with the team regarding y'all or whatever the case may be. And then I brought her in my room, my delivery, like after I had my baby, brought her in that room. Then one time me and her was just communicating. He saw her car over here, so he came. He was over across the street, so he came. He came, just walked over here. I don't know if he thought, but honey, that was just farthest from my mind. Anyway, it wasn't even on my mind, but it was definitely farthest from my mind. But ain't no telling what he thought was trying to go down or whatever. Anyway, and then so I asked her, I said, yeah, but he told me, you know what I'm saying, you're bisexual. Hey, that's your business, whatever. Well, if that's the case, then he gay. And I'm like, what? Huh? Wait, what? Well, something. She said gay or bisexual. I was like, wait, what? So I let her cool down, and I ran that back past her the next. I was like, okay, you said something yesterday. What's going on? No, I didn't mean. And granted, she got a little lion spirit about herself too. So she could have just been acting like she was reneging on it, and really meant that thing. Just didn't tell me. Then there was a time when he was saying, basically, like, I'm so stupid, I'm just gonna end up marrying a dude that's gay. I'm like, why is this gay stuff still keep coming up? I'm dealing with you. I'm involved with you. So what are you talking about? Is there something you need to tell me? Only dream I got was that, like, something regarding cross-dressing. I'm just keeping it real regarding him, possibly, potentially, or whatever. And again, that could be interpreted another way, and it could have been some symbolic or significant for something else, but I don't know. I didn't ever get nothing where he was involved with another male. I've had dreams where he was involved with another female, and he was definitely doing that. But I never had dreams about him being involved with another male. So I don't know. And like I said, I'm really not trying to, like I said before on another video, I'm really not trying to go that deep or whatever. Because again, these people that I'm speaking about, they are not physically present in my life. Like, I don't interact with them on a daily basis. I don't interact with them on a weekly, a monthly, or a yearly basis. So it's like, what in the world? And I'm all for, and I did speak with God and still speaking with him, right now as I'm even doing this video. Like, I've been all for it before, especially I was all in and all for my peer group and stuff like that and helping them. But that was a couple years ago when I wasn't all like tired out from battling and dealing with stuff from people with in older generations. I mean, 2 and 3 generations up, not just the next generation, the generation above us, but the generations 2 and 3 up, like greats and great greats and stuff like that. So, baby, I'm tired from that. I'm like, so I really don't have the energy. I don't feel like I have the energy nor the patience to deal with people at my level. Like, you can probably give me a little push, a little shove, you know what I'm saying? But that's about it. Like, I don't even want you. I definitely don't want that. But I'm just saying that could potentially happen. And then, other than that, I don't know what would happen. Like, what could take place if people at my peer group level like try me like that. Like, I just don't try me in certain ways or whatever, or try to get me involved in their messiness or whatever, because I'm just not. No, baby, either you here for me and I'll let you know later on whether I'm here for. No, I'm just playing. If I'm in your life, then I'm definitely not there to be destructive, but I'm just not. That don't mean that I have it in me to be encouraging people any further than where they are right now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this is coming up or whatever. And all this again just before my birthday. Like, I'm making these videos like right before my birthday, and I'm just feeling like, wait, what? I just want to cross over into 25. I'm at 25. Woo, hallelujah. Let me feel like I'm 25 again. But yeah, I want to, amen. But I just want to cross over into 35, you know what I'm saying? And definitely continue to leave the confusion behind me. And, if I dare say that stuff is beneath me, like, it's not even behind me because I don't want it to catch up, but it's beneath me. Y'all did what y'all did, you know what I'm saying? Y'all teamed up in the ways that y'all teamed up. And speaking of that, okay, so back to the whole thing where Joy and Carisha and them, you know what I'm saying? Women be setting out to for the most part, I believe, wanting to have a man that loves them and wants to remain with them, their kids, you know what I'm saying? Want to have their kids with them, want to marry them, this, that, and the third, and remain with them. I know that's what my mindset was or whatever. And so I was just thinking about how, here go this thing just beeping again. But I was just thinking about how I was pretty much, I don't even want to call it playing stepmama. I just didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't expect her to call me mom or anything like that. But I wasn't playing stepmom, especially to his first daughter or anything like that. And then even his second daughter, like I said, when I interacted with her, honey, I don't want y'all to call me mama. And I felt like that because, let's just stick with the first daughter. Because I had already developed some kind of communication. I thought it was a genuine relationship with her, but some kind of communication with her mom, and me and her was talking, interacting, you know what I'm saying? She didn't have a problem bringing her daughter over, stuff like that. We had minor little stuff or whatever, but it was very, very small to me. Might have been big to her, but you know what I'm saying? If she would have had the proper conversation with me, she would have found out the truth of whatever her concerns were, but she never. I mean, we talked, but I guess she didn't address anything. Maybe, I don't know. Now I know that people do withhold stuff, but she seemed bold in certain other areas. So I'm just like, I know good well, you know what I'm saying? If there's something going on or whatever, she would just let me know. You know what I'm saying? She could just let me know. I've tried to make her comfortable with letting me know. And I was hoping that I could do the same, but anyway, whatever it was or is or whatever between them, and honestly, as far as him and his daughter, his first daughter's mom, I would not be terribly devastated if they was to ever link back up. Like, I don't know. Anybody else, I'm not even devastated about the other stuff, but anybody else, like the other girl he had a baby with, and then of course the girl that he had been living with or whatever last I knew. Yeah, but I wouldn't be terribly devastated if somebody came to me and was like, he back with I don't want to say their daughter's name, but with her mom or whatever, and they didn't. I think even when he told me that he was engaged, I probably could have heard it and felt it better with that. Now, while I was involved with him, no, I don't want you to be involved with her, this, that, and the third. But if you was to sit down and tell me, I'm going back with her and this, that, and the third, but what he did tell me, he was like, oh, you gonna be just like her and this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh my goodness, and I would be damned if he did not try to at least make me like that. Or put me in, put me in that type of category or whatever. Now, did I put myself in that? No, but anyway. So, what I was getting at and saying is like, I don't even remember why I'm getting at this. It had to have been something that I watched or something like that. Oh yeah, I think they were talking about, would you date somebody who had like 5 kids or whatever, and I didn't listen to this part because I was in there warming up some food or whatever. Would you date somebody with like 4 or 5 kids or whatever? And like I said, I don't know if they meant different baby mamas or 5 kids in the same baby mama, this, then the third. And they started talking about that, and I was just thinking, regarding my situation when it was a so-called situation, like I can't say I was playing stepmom, but I was in that role, and I was, being there for his daughter and stuff like that, and definitely developed that love and all that good stuff, and spent that time with her and was getting to know her and her mom. But my point was still, she got a home, and because she was, her mom was still alive, her mom was still, dating and stuff like that. She got a whole mama that's still alive. There's no need in me trying to step in and try to take over. I'm not her mom, and that's just what it is. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to replace her mom. As far as being in your life, that's something different. But as far as replace her mom for her, no, absolutely not. Because I just wouldn't want nobody doing that to me. And just like even now with my daughter not being here, you know what I'm saying? I don't never want nobody to ever think that you seeing me on that level at all, nowhere near. Like, you can't even be stepmom. To me, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't met anybody that's stepmom material or anything. Well, I was leaning towards somebody, but that's she's the mother of the one that my child got into an altercation with last year. So I feel like that right there just took all, if there was anything on the table, that took all best off the table. And then this other chick that her dad was so-called dealing with or whatever. Yeah, he didn't even introduce me to her properly, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no type of respect or nothing like that. He didn't even introduce me to the first girl he was dealing with. He just it was so immature and childish. And so, yeah. Anyway, so they were talking about how they can, just get with them kids and, play and be that step parent or whatever. And let's take the kids here, let's do that. And I can understand that. I can get with that. I can act that out and stuff like that, but it's certain parts of me that just be like, baby, that person still got a whole mama still. Like, that's what I'm going back to. Like, we have really did some fraud stuff out here, some confusion by getting different baby mamas, baby daddies, and mixing and matching and all this DNAs and stuff, and creating certain DNA, basically playing God and creating certain DNAs with people that we wasn't even supposed to be with, and it just caused so much more confusion for me personally. For what I see, other people might not see it like that or whatever, but I see it as just total confusion, total, pretty much total like loss. If you know what I'm saying, if for those that do not serve the true and living God, but that can make things new and all that, you know what I'm saying, fix stuff. But I just was thinking to myself, she got a whole mama. And again, she was outside his house. And I would think, as a mother, you want your daughter to be with you and you be raising her and this, that, and the third. But she would send her daughter over here often, which I had no problem with. I wasn't worried about, bring her over here because you don't need to be over there with her and this, that, and I wasn't even on that. Have I thought about that at maybe one time out of the whole 9-10 years? But And plus, I actually seen a video where he was at her house. Then there was times when he told me I was just with her last night, and this is what we did, this is what she did, or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. Um, so I just wasn't impressed about that like other people. And then, yeah, a girl, I'm gonna encourage you. You got a whole living mama out here. I am not trying to take your mama place at all. I am trying to be the woman to this man, and you can take that how you want it. But I'm not trying to take your mom's place. I'm not necessarily trying to take your dad away from you, but all I can say is this: if that happens like that, then I wasn't totally and completely opposed to that, because I just feel like the wife, of course, if we had done it right, the wife come first anyway. Then the children would have came after that, but we didn't. He had a baby with somebody else, and he ended up being with me. I had a child with somebody else, and I ended up being with him. And so I don't know. We just had to do stuff accordingly or whatever. And so we're just trying to sort all that out or whatever. Now that is where I go deep, and I don't really mean to, but that's just my depths. And so yeah, wasn't trying to replace her mom. And I think the little girl confided in me. Not even think. I know she confided in me one time that she, she would like to have seen her mom and her dad still together and stuff like that. And she probably experienced her mom and her dad being together and stuff like that. And of course, I'm sure that feels good to you. That's both of your biological parents. But like I said, I don't know why I'm thinking about all of this. I hope this camera can hear me. I don't know why I'm thinking about all of this. I'm just, of course, in my thoughts. Somebody said when you overthink things, being an overthinker, you usually right. And I'm like, could be, I don't know. But anyway, just on all that, with his second daughter, with that girl or whatever, I was definitely, because I was already there and I was involved. So I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. And I felt like I'm not going nowhere. Somebody even advised me, take a stand, and you just got to let it be known you ain't going nowhere. And that's what I did, but I didn't have to go nowhere. She went back to her baby daddy when he got out. See, that right there, it's like, damn, I didn't even know she had a baby daddy. And I didn't do no research on these females to try to find out, and I guess too, because I already had it in my mind and heart. Heart and mind was on one accord that maybe he just playing around with them and he gonna get back. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that like that's okay to even feel like that, but I just had it in my mind and heart. And I also already had the dreams where God showed me this, so I pretty much cut off. I mean, he literally wasn't with me and them like at the same time, but it's been them times, of course, where the time frames try to cross, where he might have been with me that night before and then he go over there. But if I know something different, like, he gonna stay away from me. Like, he's going to just stay away from me from within himself, whether it was guilt, which I doubt, but it was something that he probably felt like, I can't take this over there with her, or I'm gonna excuse me, that's not the corona cough, but I'm gonna make sure that he stay over there. Like, bye. I'm gonna dismiss him, should I say, for lack of I just don't want to use the wrong term. So yeah, but that's that or whatever. Then even the girl asked me, the second baby, not second baby mom, excuse me, but the second daughter baby mama, because I'm technically the second baby mama, if that's what they want to call it or whatever. But nah, I never deemed myself a baby mama or nothing like that. I just never agreed with that. But the one who had the daughter with him, because I don't have any girls with him, she was like, well, why'd you send him away? And it's like, why are you concerned when you got somebody else? Baby, you trying to have all the baby daddies? You trying to have all the niggas over there? But no, why are you concerned about why I sent him away? Or sent him, you know what I'm saying, about his damn business. And he shouldn't have been being messy if you got somebody else you're dealing with. So I don't know. Now, I would feel some type of way, definitely, if he was ever to be with her and stuff. And he did express to me that he felt something for her. But I'm like, but she got a whole nigga that's over there with her. Like, I don't know if you're going to have to fight this dude to be with her or whatever, but she got a whole dude over there. So what are you talking about? So that's why I don't know. I started to think maybe he knew her when she was younger, and just, you know what I'm saying, always had his sights set on her or something like that. I don't know. But, it was crazy. It was a crazy wild ride that I was on regarding that whole thing. And me, I like to get into the intricate details and break down certain stuff because we rarely, the people rarely don't get to speak on this and all of what they went through, like day by day, and you know what I'm saying, that little play by play type. We don't get to talk about all that. And me, I'm gonna get it. One thing about me, I'm still gonna get it out. Like, I want this out. I be wanting it out of my life, and you know, of course, like it never happened, like it never existed. But yeah, I just continue to purge from all that stuff. But yeah, I would feel the type of way if he was gonna be with her and whatever. And even I don't like that he was with who he was with last or whatever. But I think the most offensive would be the second so-called baby mama or whatever that he did claim that he loved before. But of course, he always told me he loved me, and I've expressed it to him. But that's why I just didn't understand some stuff when it's like he throw the word love around slightly. Sometimes it seemed like he did, sometimes he didn't. But it was just craziness, man. But and if he was ever to be with her or whatever, I would, kind of just prefer that because it's like the way she carried herself. Now, I'm not saying she ain't dangerous. I'm sure she is, because if she was suppressing and keeping certain stuff all this time and still sitting around me, girl, I know you dangerous or whatever, but she still was out dating other people and stuff, and she wasn't like really letting him just. At least she wasn't trying to feel played. Me, I felt played, got played, and all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't out jumping under another man or on top of another man, but all of this stuff, it's like my life is not even flashing before my eyes. It's just like I'm just like, Lord, I have been through this and I made it through. Then I went through some more. I made it through and I went through some more and some more, and I made it through. And now I'm just on like a cruise control. It's like I'm on a cloud and like God has got me, but I can make a certain type of move, and I could fall and end it all. That that's my feelings. That might not be what it is, but and everything is just so blah and trying to blend in together and trying to mesh together and all that. That's how I do feel like stuff is just trying to mesh together and become one or whatever. And it's like the whole ball of like it was mess, and I don't know what to make it. I don't know if that's gonna be a big ball of mess or if that's gonna be something that fits together or whatever. But yeah, so I wasn't trying to play stepmom. So he tried to say that to me one time. He was like, "Yeah, stepmom, she wanted to come see." And I'm like, "Stepmom, what? Boy, what? She got a whole living mama." I always speak about somebody that's still alive. If I start speaking like her mama was dead and wasn't here, I mean, you should be looking at me sideways. And then my daughter, I was like, "Oh, she got a whole daddy, baby. I ain't never told you just because I do approve of and want you to be stepdad." During that time anyway, she got a whole daddy. I never get so damn lost that I say she was operating as a half a daddy, but the phrase we use, a whole daddy out here, whatever. And so yeah, I wasn't trying to replace you with him as far as her dad. As far as being in my life, absolutely, I don't want him. But so I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that people can go places with other people, kids and stuff. And I did. I had a you know what I'm saying, seemed like an awesome relationship with my so-called stepdad. But, right now it's like it's non-existent. It only exists somewhere spiritually, if that. But growing up for all them years, 20 something, shoot, 30, almost 30 something years. Yeah, I interacted with him, and it was one of the healthiest relationships with a male that I've had. He was playful. He took us places. He, seemingly provided for us. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, watched over. I seen him not to go to war, but I seen him. You know what I'm saying? could have been put his life on the line. Anything could have happened, whatever. Protected me or whatever. But I just don't know. I think I'm just like, I've been through so many different scenarios that it's like, because I had something healthy then, now it seems to be non-existent today. It's like, Lord, where am I? I mean, which God knows where I am, but you just feel like lost in it all. And it's like, man, then I look at how he interacted in this household as, supposed to be the stepdaddy figure for my daughter. I'm like, I have never, and I would, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely didn't approve of a lot of stuff that he was doing, but he wasn't doing nothing directly to my daughter. He was, if anything, he was saying indirect. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't making her feel no type of way, but he would every now and then have some stuff that is very questionable to me. And I'm like, so, does that make me a bad mom because I didn't choose, but of course I already had kids with him too, so I don't know, man. I just know that what we did, it caused confusion, and I thought I was doing something that was right or okay or decent, and I guess eventually gonna make it good or whatever. And I guess like so many others have already made that mistake and all that, and I just didn't learn from it. I really truly wanted to make my own and wanted my own family and stuff like that, and wanted my stuff to operate. And I didn't really have the vision or like see it, but I just could feel like, oh, this is gonna work for us. We gonna be fine or whatever. But now my boys don't even interact with their dad, and I just like that right there just shocked me all the way completely. Even though I seen it happening over time, it just one day it was just weird. Okay, they hadn't seen him in a month, they hadn't seen him in 2 months, then a year go by, then this, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is the man that was in their birthing room cutting both their umbilical cords. So how? And that right there is a lot to recover from. Other people, if they can get up and just continue to roll with the punches and this, that, and the third, that's them. Me, the way I do roll with the punches, I might have to be laid out. And I'm telling you, prostrate in front of God, in the presence of God, and even venting on one of these audio journals or whatever, like I do. But yeah, I'm just, y'all some strong type vessels. I'm definitely a weak vessel when it comes to stuff like that. And I'm like, man, wow. I try not to compare my situation to nobody else's either, but I just look and I'm like, Lord, I know people been through quote unquote worse stuff than this, but man, this feels like one of the worst things that anybody could ever go through. Like this life that I have lived, like for real. And it does. It has to do with the choices I made, but it also has to do with choices that was made before me. And again, things that I feel like I've been initiated into that I didn't ask for, and it was just, oof. So with that said, I just continue to pray regarding me, myself. That's what I come back to. That's what I try to begin with. And it really ain't no end. Like, you got to continue. I just pray for me, my boys, especially because I don't know how, I don't know if I've opened up something over their lives with who I had them with, and, you know what I'm saying, initiated them into something. Point blank period, they in this world, so you know what I'm saying, they in the world, they're not of the world. I'm hoping that that's what they choose, but yeah, it's it's a lot. It's a lot. So Lord, even now, God, I just need you. I need to just pray just for me to even transition over into 35. Like, Lord, let it be done according to your will as far as whether I make it. But like, I need you to, if I'm gonna make it, Lord, I know I need you to carry me, because to survive and come through all, that's why I do a lot of stuttering and like can't even figure out the words, because stuff tried to become so scrambled and all that in my life or whatever. But to survive all that and to still get on this side, and you just still like, Lord, but I still need help. I still need direction, which that's a good place to be, because you're never too big for God to help you and to call on God. But it's like, Lord, I should have some kind of sense of what's going on, or, you know what I'm saying? So, but the Bible says, lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him. He will direct your path. He will make straight your path. So, I trust you, Lord. If there's even a path left, like, because I just be feeling like, again, I'm just floating. Or maybe I'm in one of them protective balls and I'm treading over dangerous waters, maybe shark infested and all types of stuff, but I'm not getting touched because I'm in the ball, I'm in the bubble. But something's like, what's that one thing that's going to try to come along and try to pop? And baby, you're going to get more than touched. That's what, you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like or whatever, but... And I don't have a headache, but this stuff that I'm speaking on would cause anybody freaking headaches. Headache after headache, migraine after migraine. I got my hands on my head because, yeah, Lord, anoint my head with oil. Let my cup run over. Yes, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And I know the whole thing, the whole Psalm 23, but I was just touching my head. So I'm like, yes, Lord, renew my mind. Whatever you got to do, Lord. Renew my mind for 35, whatever I need to adjust to and come up to. Come up higher and things of those natures. But for my boys, because I don't know what type of stuff that may be opened over their lives and stuff like that. I don't know how they process stuff. I don't know. I'm learning them. But even then, you can learn and you still might not know the depths. Like, I don't know how they take in, because every day, sometimes it's like a redundant type of thing with them at times. And I'd be like, we already went over that. We already talked about that quite a bit. So why, you know what I'm saying? Why is this coming up again like this? Like, what's going on? It's like honestly, it just seemed like a remedial, redundant, retarded type, and I'm not saying that again derogatory. I'm just saying what I see. And I'm not, of course, I used to be scared of like, oh Lord, what if my kids come out and something is wrong with him or something's not right, especially according to the world standards or whatever. But as long as righteousness is found in them, I'm not really worried about the other stuff. But I just don't want to go in those circles, no remedial, redundant, retarded circles, in which I've already done that. I feel like with my own life, I didn't mean to. And it's like a spirit of reprobation tries to linger and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. This is wild. I just never. But anyway, with all that said, I'm going to go into prayer again, just before I'm crossing over into 35 and all that good stuff, and just trust God. And that's one thing. He's definitely not pulling me, but I'm saying, encouraging me to go in my room and get in a secret place to talk to him and not just vent about this, in which I love it and I'm thankful for that. But it took like me watching some podcasts and stuff like that for me to come in here and think about all this stuff and get back to this spot right here. But I'm gone.